kill yourself, slit your wrists, shoot yourself. We've all heard it. As students, we hear it almost every day. In the halls, in the locker rooms, even the classroom. The majority of the time, we hear it as a joke. But is it a joke when over 1.4 million people attempted suicide last year, according to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention? As the number of suicide-related jokes are increasing, so too are the number of suicides attempted by teens and young adults. Why is suicide such a large issue in the United States among youth right now? It is because we, as a society, have become extremely desensitized to it and are so familiar with it that we have come to accept it. And that has to change. There is more awareness about suicide than ever before, yet astonishingly, it is the second leading cause of death among people ages 15 to 24. 13 Reasons Why is a Netflix series that was first released in 2017, which portrays not only the suicide of a teenage girl, Hannah Baker, but the devastating effects her death has on her friends, family, and surrounding community. In the first 30 days after it premiered, 13 Reasons Why was the second most viewed series on Netflix. Now, I mentioned the word desensitize, and I would like you all to understand what it means. To desensitize means to make someone less likely to feel shock or distress at scenes of cruelty, violence, or suffering by overexposure to such images. Now, is that not exactly what we have done? We've turned suicide into a joke. Hannah Baker has become a meme for anyone who is suicidal. When this is the reality of the situation, where are those in need supposed to turn to for help? Popular dramas like 13 Reasons Why have exponentially raised awareness of suicide throughout the world, yet still 7.4% of high schoolers have admitted that they attempted suicide at least once in the past year, according to a 2017 Youth Risk Behavior Survey. These are the numbers we have become desensitized to. 7.4%, that's 12 students just in our senior class alone. 12 of our classmates, 12 of our brothers have attempted suicide, and we don't even know it. So, with the awareness of suicide spiking dramatically in the past few years, how are suicide rates higher than ever before? There are those who would say that it is mental illness which is causing this. However, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, 54% of people who committed suicide in 2018 did not have a known mental health condition. So then what is causing this? One major cause is technology, specifically social media. Social media has provided each and every person with the ability to post or comment whatever they want to whomever they want, and do so in a public environment on platforms such as Instagram and Snapchat. Youth feel the need to document everything they do on their various social media accounts, leaving others feeling hurt and left out. They also post hateful things about others on social media, increasing one's ability to become suicidal when feeling ganged up on. We must educate people and therefore resensitize them to the appalling facts about the dangers of social media and the costly effects it can have on youth. Now, a common response when told the facts about suicide is for someone to say that it is an awful thing and should be stopped, but similarly to rape, drugs, and poverty, it's just an issue that we admit is bad, turn into a joke, and then hide from. It doesn't mean anything unless it affects us on a personal level, and that has to change. My ex-girlfriend, who I dated for 8 months last year, was suicidal before and while we were together. She would cut her wrists and tell me she was going to kill herself. I often found myself having lengthy phone conversations with her, begging her not to cut herself, only to find out later that she had. I would flood her with positive thoughts, and that worked for a little while, but then someone would say one negative thing to her, and she would sink right back into the hole she never seemed to escape from. Those positive thoughts meant the world to her until a single disparaging remark was spoken, and then it was all back to square one. It was absolutely heartbreaking to watch such a beautiful person who I wanted to help so badly struggle each and every day and know that I couldn't save her. Having been through that rough experience made me realize just how real suicide is and the devastating effects it has not only on the person, but on those who know and care about them as well. This isn't Netflix, this is reality. And we must remember that. We must remember that suicide is at an all-time high in the United States right now, and it is especially high among youth. We have become desensitized about suicide by turning it into a joke. Because of this, it is becoming increasingly difficult for parents and friends of teens and young adults to discern whether or not one is just seeking attention or whether they are crying out for help. But because of the dramatic increase of suicide attempts from youth, we must resensitize ourselves to the gruesome reality of suicide. So the next time you hear the words, kill yourself, slit your wrists, shoot yourself, remember the meaning these words hold, because a person's life could be at stake. Thank you.